So you guys are pretty smart. I mean, you're at least smart enough to follow this YouTube channel. So I probably don't have to tell you that WhatsApp is spooky. This shit right here glows brighter than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer while he's getting fucked up the ass by the Energizer Bunny. Well, grab your aviators, kids, because it's about to glow even brighter. So WhatsApp has some new terms and conditions in their privacy policy that you have to agree to by February 8th in order to continue using WhatsApp. For the European kids, it might be different for you guys because I know that the EU always gives a giant middle finger to big tech companies every time they want to get spooky with users' data. It's actually one of the cool things that the EU does because, maybe they want to be the only people that are actually spying on their citizens. But essentially, what this new privacy policy is going to do is all of your private data is now going to be sent through WhatsApp to Facebook, including your phone number. So this data includes things like the battery level of your smartphone or laptop or whatever device you're using WhatsApp from, the signal strength of that device, the app version, so whatever version of WhatsApp you're using, they're going to know if you didn't update it. Browser information, mobile network information, connection information like your service provider or your ISP, language and time zone information, IP address, device identifiers like your user agent information, but also identifiers that are unique to Facebook products that are associated with the same device or account. Now, the alleged reason for all of these updates is to offer better integration across the Facebook company's products, which, by the way, that also includes Instagram and Messenger. In case you didn't know, WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, they're all owned by Facebook. So maybe now if you message someone on Facebook Messenger or like if you're DMing them on Instagram, maybe that conversation is going to somehow show up in WhatsApp and it's going to be available to you. Maybe it might actually be more useful to the end user. We don't really know yet, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Here's my speculation. I don't think that this privacy policy update really is going to change anything for the end users of WhatsApp. The Facebook company, their whole profit model, and this has been their profit model for a while, it's based off of collecting data from its users and then using this data to show targeted ads to people. Essentially, it makes them the superior advertising platform from the perspective of the companies that are paying to show their ads on Facebook. And of course, there's the political discourse manipulation that Facebook engages in. It's pretty much along the same lines of the mainstream media, just Facebook is way more effective at it. But the point here is that there's nothing really stopping Facebook from already doing this. WhatsApp isn't open source, or at least it hasn't been since Facebook acquired it. And so there's no way to verify whether or not it's already collecting data. They claim that WhatsApp uses the same encryption protocols as Signal, but again, it's not open source, so there's no way for us to know if these encryption protocols haven't been tampered with. There's no way to know if they're simply decrypting your data once it hits Facebook servers and then they analyze it and try to, do any type of spooky stuff with it and then send it off to the end person. There's really no way to even verify whether it's end-to-end encrypted. In fact, the founder of WhatsApp, the people who originally had it before Facebook acquired it, stepped down as the chief executive because Facebook wanted to monetize people's personal data in the app. So I think that they've been doing this for a while now, and they're just giving up a privacy policy, maybe to avoid more sanctions from the federal government. Now, this really matters because WhatsApp has about 2.5 billion active users worldwide. So that's over 1/4 of the world's population. And then there's also 2.7 billion Facebook accounts. And then there's about 1 billion active Instagram accounts. So all of the data across all of these accounts can now be synced together and analyzed to give Facebook way more insight into what people are doing in their lives. Facebook is probably going to know more about you now than the NSA, at least if you're within their ecosystem, which, as we've already stated, is most people. This is the type of shit that Stalin and Mao would have eaten their left foot for if they could have had this much spying access and this much data for just a single day. But there may be hope for all of the spookiness because Elon Musk, the normie tech god / new richest man in the world, has endorsed Signal. And before the Muskettes start to mobilize in my comment section, no, I'm not a hater of Elon Musk. I'm not a hater of Tesla. I'm sure that he's a great guy and, I'd have a beer with him. It's just kind of weird how much cock-riding Redditors do whenever he gets brought up. Like, I went on r/technology today, and out of the top 10 or 20 posts, it seems like about 1/3 of them are about Elon Musk, and they're all about the same thing too. Like, they're all celebrating the fact that as of today, because Tesla's stock price went up, Elon Musk is now the new richest man in the world. Old boy Jeff Bezos just couldn't keep up. But it's kind of ironic that Redditors are celebrating this, considering that so many of them seem to dislike billionaires, and now Musk is the richest man in the world. Like, give the guy a break. He's probably chafing from all the cock riding. But yeah, you can see it's right here in between some based in red pill memes that Elon Musk tweeted out. I don't follow him because, I don't really use Twitter. So yeah, he has this endorsement of Signal right here. And I think it's one of the more popular tweets that he's sent out today. So yeah, it seems to be taking effect. This might actually work for getting people outside of the FOSS/Linux/ privacy conscious communities to start using Signal instead of WhatsApp. Because it's honestly not that good for us to just be using these applications. There's probably people in your life that use WhatsApp. And anytime that you want to talk to them, you either have the choice of using WhatsApp for the illusion of encryption, or you're just using regular SMS, which is sent in plain text, so it's not encrypted at all. Or let's say, for example, that you take a picture with one of your friends that uses Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram and all that stuff, like you guys take a selfie together, and then they decide to put that picture through the system. So they either post it to Facebook, or maybe they just send it from one person to another on WhatsApp. Well, now your picture is in the system. It's getting shared with Zuck and the rest of his creepy friends, and they're going to do creepy stuff with it. So, Rocket Man, I salute you. Good job for red pilling the normies on Signal. Hopefully now everyone who saw this tweet and many more are going to start deleting WhatsApp across the nation. Hopefully there's millions of people dropping it now as I speak. Oh, and by the way, if you really want to get out of Spook Chat, like if you've been using the Spook Chat already, it's not good enough to just delete the app from your phone, because the data is still going to stay within Facebook's system and he's going to keep doing creepy stuff with it. So you have to actually first delete your WhatsApp conversations, delete all of them, and then delete your WhatsApp account. And then finally, you can delete WhatsApp from your phone and you'll be freed from Zuckerberg's creepiness.